If you think Dubai's real estate market today is the same as it was 6 months ago, it's not. Everything has changed, and today I want to have an honest conversation about what is really happening in Dubai's property market right now. Without hype, without sales talk, and without the usual promises that everything only goes up. Because if you've been following the news, speaking with investors, or even just paying attention to conversations around Dubai lately, you've probably felt it too. The atmosphere here has changed. Investor sentiment has changed. And the market itself is no longer moving the way it used to. Starting around March, when regional tensions became more noticeable and people began feeling uncertainty in the region, even if not directly at the same scale as elsewhere, something shifted psychologically. And real estate markets are extremely sensitive to psychology. People often think real estate is all about numbers, returns, ROI, appreciation, and calculations. Yes, those things matter, but every market is also emotional. Confidence matters, fear matters, human psychology drives decisions more than people realize. When investors hear about regional tensions, conflict, drones, instability, uncertainty, even if it's not happening directly in front of them, one question naturally appears in their minds. It is really the right time to invest. And that one word, wait, has changed a lot in the market. Many investors who were actively looking for opportunities earlier this year have decided to pause. Some chosen to wait and observe. Some became more cautious. Some simply got scared. And honestly, that reaction is understandable. Fear changes behavior. And at the same time, we've also seen changes within businesses. Some companies slowed down, some reduced operations, others paused expansion plans entirely. Agencies became more careful. Developers also started adjusting their strategies. And now, we're beginning to see the effects directly in the market itself. So what are we actually seeing today? First, transactions have slowed down significantly. Compared to before, buyers are taking much longer to make decisions. They are analyzing more, comparing more options, asking more questions, and most importantly, hesitating more. A year ago, strong properties could disappear from the market in days, sometimes even hours. Today's buyers are much more selective. Second, we're seeing more below-market deals, and this is important. Right now, there are resale opportunities entering the market below market value. In some cases, even below the original price people paid to developers. For many people, this comes as a surprise. They ask, wait, isn't Dubai supposed to always go up? And here's where honestly matters. No market goes up forever in a straight line. There are cycles, there are periods of optimism, there are periods of caution, and there are periods of uncertainty. If we're being realistic, today feels more like a period of adjustment and caution. But that does not mean the market is collapsing. It means the market is changing. In previous years, especially during stronger growth periods, many investors could enter almost any off-plan project and still see appreciation simply because the market itself was moving fast. Today, that strategy is no longer enough. Now investors need to think deeper. You have to look at location, developer quality, future supply in the area, liquidity, exit strategy, and one of the most important questions, if circumstances change, will this property still be easy to sell? Because today we're starting to see the difference between a strong investment and simply buying something that looks attractive on paper. We're also seeing a major shift in developer behavior. In the past, launches were happening constantly, one project after another. Today things feel much slower and more calculated. There are fewer launches. Some projects are delayed, and many pre-launch phases are lasting much longer than before. Developers are spending more time building demand, studying buyer sentiment, and testing market confidence before fully launching projects. Of course, summer also plays a role. Historically, summer tends to be slower in Dubai real estate. But even beyond seasonality, the market rhythm has clearly changed. Now let's address the biggest question I get almost every day. Will Dubai property prices fall? And I want to answer this honestly. I personally don't believe we are heading toward a massive collapse across the entire market. But I also don't think it's realistic to say everything will simply continue rising, because today's market is becoming more selective. Some projects, especially overpriced projects, weaker locations, or areas with large future supply, are already feeling pressure. This is where we are starting to see discounts, motivated sellers, and sometimes properties trading below expectations, especially for investors who entered expecting a quick flip and suddenly found themselves in a slower market. But here is another side to the story: strong locations, high quality developments, established communities, projects with real long-term demand. These tend to hold stronger during uncertain periods. That's why I think it's no longer accurate to speak about Dubai real estate as one single market. You can't simply say Dubai is booming or Dubai is crushing. Reality is more nuanced. Some segments remain strong, some are slowing down, some areas are creating opportunities, and some carry more risk. And honestly, that's what makes the market interesting right now. Because periods like these are often where the best opportunities begin to appear. When everyone feels confident, great deals are harder to find. When uncertainty enters the market, negotiation becomes possible, opportunities increase, better entry points start showing up. But there's also something important here. This is not the time to invest emotionally. If you're buying just because someone tells you, buy now before prices go higher, then that's dangerous. If you're buying only because of a low monthly payment plan, that's dangerous. If you don't understand your exit strategy, that's dangerous. Today's market rewards smart investors, and honestly, I think that's healthy because the market is becoming more mature. Emotional buying is slowing down. Poor decisions are being filtered out, and success increasingly goes to people who actually understand what they are investing in. Now let's also talk briefly about the economy. We are already seeing higher living costs. Fuel prices are rising. Transportation costs are increasing. Logistics become more expensive. And when life becomes more expensive, people naturally become more careful with money. Investors become more selective. Consumers become more cautious. That also affects the speed of the market. At the same time, Dubai remains one of the strongest global hubs in the world. People are still relocating here. Businesses are still moving here. Capital is still entering Dubai, and that part of the story matters too. So the way I personally see the market right now is this. Yes, this is a challenging period and no one can honestly predict exactly what will happen in the next 3 months, 6 months, or a year. Anyone who says that know exactly what will happen is probably selling certainty. The truth is, the market is adapting, and history shows us something important. Crises often change the rules, but they don't always destroy opportunity. Every difficult period feels uncertain while you are living through it. But often, years later, those same periods are remembered as the moments when the smartest investments were made. The key is not to act from fear and not to act from greed, but to act from understanding. And now, I genuinely want to hear your opinion. How do you see Dubai's real estate market right now? Are you waiting, buying, or do you think prices still have further to fall? Let me know in the comments. I would really like to hear your perspective.